All right, here's the trivia question. Your friend Kurt Warner turns 49 today. Happy birthday, Kurt. Which wide receiver duo did Kurt Warner throw more touchdown passes to? Isaac Bruce and Torrey Holt, or Larry Fitzgerald and Anquan Bolden? Which of the two?
Wow. First off, happy birthday to my Lowe's commercial buddy, okay, Kurt Warner there. But man, I feel like this might be a trick question, but I'm going to go with Isaac Bruce and Torrey Holt, even though I'm a little scared that this is a trick question.
It's not a trick question. It's a straight question. You just fell into the trap. It's not the guys that you would think. He was with Fitzgerald and Bolden together long enough to have 66 touchdown passes. Bruce and Holt, it was only 40. And remember the difference with the Rams. They had Marshall Faulk.
More guys,
right?
yeah.
The Cardinals didn't have a guy like that. The ball got spread around more with those Rams teams, the greatest show-offs on turf. With the Cardinals in 2008, 2007, 2006, and really he made it through the 2009 season. Those guys were both there, and they caught a lot of touchdown passes. All right, we posed that question because the draft today is best current receiving duos in the NFL. I get the first pick. This is not an easy one to do, but I've got to go with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. When you look at what they did last year, even though they had a quarterback who threw 30 interceptions, and now this year with Tom Brady there, you know, Mike Evans, one of the most overlooked players in all of football. We did a draft on Friday of guys that would benefit from a change of scenery, and maybe Mike Evans should have been on the list, although with Tom Brady in Tampa, he's fine.
Yeah,
right
not
where
this
he is,
year.
But we just
right.
we just don't pay attention to Evans the way we should. He's one of the best receivers in the game, and Chris Godwin stepped up and joined that upper echelon of receivers last year, Chris.
Yes, he did, and it's a special tandem. That would have been my number one pick. You know, I mean, I echo everything you said. I mean, Mike Evans is special. You know, I go back. There's not a lot of guys on planet Earth that are 6'5", 230, and run 4.37, and then can cut the way he can cut. And then Godwin, as one of the special slot receivers in football, is also rare because he's awesome on the outside too. So if like the Bucs want to play like two running backs, one tight end, and two receivers, it's not like Chris Godwin's going to be like, oh no, I have to play outside. I'm not in the slot. I won't be able to get open. No, he's a threat that way too. So both guys are really special. I think that's why Brady picked them. And it's a good pick by you. Okay, hey, one of these guys gets injured a little bit, but I still got to go with Tyreek Hill and Sammy Watkins as the next best duo. I mean, again, I know that like Sammy Watkins, you can't depend on him to be there for probably 6 to 8 games a year. But when he's there, I think you could argue this is a more dangerous duo than the one we just talked about in Tampa. You know, obviously the production's not there and the health isn't there. But Tyreek Hill, to me, is still the number one weapon in all of football on the offensive side of the ball. You know, that's not a quarterback. You know, I don't think there's anybody that's more of a game changer, really, on the offensive side of the ball right now than Tyreek Hill. The attention he creates, you know, what he can do, not only catching the ball and running deep down the field, but the reverses, the screens, the speed sweeps. And Sammy Watkins, you know, similar in that nature. I mean, they're game breakers. We saw that in the playoffs this year. It's just these are two guys that if they get a step on you, see ya, strike up the band, start playing the music. They're going to score touchdowns. So to me, this is the most dangerous duo in all of football. Maybe not quite as productive as your duo, but more dangerous.
And the window is closing on that duo this year. You get the feeling that Sammy Watkins will move on after this season. It's the last year of his contract. He took a significant pay cut. He can make a lot of the money back in incentives, but they've got Mecole Hardman coming through the pipeline, and they're just going to have to be careful what they spend on positions other than the quarterback as they get closer and closer to the mega deal that they likely will be signing sooner rather than later with Patrick Mahomes. All right, I'm going to go back to the NFC South, but I'm not going to go to the team that you think I'm going to go to. I'm going to a team where the duo has never even played together on the same team before, but there they are in New Orleans, Michael Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders. What an addition Sanders is. I mean, Michael Thomas alone is better than 75% of the receiving duos in the NFL, right? I'd take him over two guys any day. You put Michael Thomas with Emmanuel Sanders, that puts them at the top of the heap of the best receiving duos, even though they've never played together at any time in their careers.
No, I mean, I hear you. They're on my list. I mean, Michael Thomas, as we know, is one of the best guys in the game. Certainly, Emmanuel Sanders certainly really good. But I don't know if he's like prime time anymore. I think there's some better duos out there. So that's where this is where I win the draft, baby. This is where I do it.
Go
It's where
ahead.
I take over.
Go ahead.
But
Go ahead.
yeah,
Who you got?
I'm gonna go ahead. Yeah, be quiet. Shut up. I'll do my own pick when I'm ready. Here we go. I'm taking Jarvis Landry and OBJ. I am for 2020
What a
season right now.
surprise.
Yeah,
What a
baby.
surprise.
Hey, there's not a lot of duos out there that both had 1,000 yards receiving last year, and neither one was completely healthy. So yes, even though they haven't been in like the superstar stratosphere as far as like last year was concerned and what they did, and Odell, yeah, he's been dealing with injuries really the last 2 years. It's been 3 years since we've seen him be like real special. So I think that's coming this year, and I still think these two guys are two of the most physically gifted guys in the sport. Landry and Odell both can do it all. Slot receiver, outside, throw passes, reverse, everything. They block in the run game. So if I'm a quarterback, this would certainly be one of my favorite duos, and I'd want to play with them any day.
All right, now it gets very interesting for the next duo. Boy, do I make my draft a clean sweep of the NFC South? Do I dare do that and go Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley? I'm looking around. You know what? I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. You know
Chicken.
why?
You chicken.
No, because DeAndre Hopkins and Larry Fitzgerald are teammates now. And even though Fitzgerald is far closer to the end than the beginning, he is still a great receiver, and he's going to be even better now that he's never going to have to worry about being double-teamed because they're going to be draping themselves all over DeAndre Hopkins to try to slow him down. Larry Fitzgerald, who is in position to make a final assault on the all-time records for mainly yardage and catches more than anything else, I think, is the one he's in best position to get. He's going to have a chance this year because they're going to be obsessed when they face the Cardinals with stopping DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, I would think that Larry Fitz's stats certainly aren't going to be hurting because of the DeAndre Hopkins factor. Yeah, Larry Fitzgerald still really good. We know that. Game breaker, no, but has value as far as size, jump ball, can still play in the slot. And Hopkins, for my money, arguably is the best receiver in football right there with Tyreek Hill. I think I would probably put Tyreek Hill 1, DeAndre Hopkins number 2 right now in the NFL, just from what we've seen the last 2 years. So I get you there, Mike. You're going with a proven guy and somebody that's old. I'm going to go a little bit of a proven guy with somebody that, yeah, we haven't even seen it on the field yet. I'm going Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb. All right, that's it. Yeah, I don't care that I haven't seen it happen yet.
Wow.
I think CeeDee Lamb is was the best receiver in the draft. I think he's made for the NFL. Of course, I think Amari Cooper is special, explosive, deep balls, great route runner. I'm calling that to be one of the best duos in football for this year because I think both those guys are ballers.
Wow, that's gutsy.
Wow.
A guy who's never played in the NFL. We have no idea what he's going to do. How many first-round receivers have been flat-out busts? Now, look, Lamb shouldn't have been on the board when he was, and it was an easy call for the Cowboys. It was kind of that same Randy Moss slide from 1998. But still, I'm always leery about a completely unproven guy because there's a ceiling. There's a ceiling, and you never know where that ceiling is going to be over a given player, especially at the receiver position. All right, we still have Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley on the board, but I have two teams from the NFC South already. I'm going to the AFC West, Keenan Allen and Mike Williams.
Oh, that's a good one. They were on my list too. Yeah, awesome. I mean, you got size and then you got a route running extraordinaire, and those two. So, wow. I didn't think you were going to leave. I got to go Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley then. I do. I just didn't think you were going to leave them there. He totally shocked me. I thought you were going to pick them, and then I think I was going to go like Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods as my next pick. But Julio Jones, still one of the 5 best receivers in football. Calvin Ridley, awesome, can do it all. Would we like to see a little bit more superstardom out of him? Certainly, yes. But I think he is the next guy to take over for Julio there and be that go-to guy for Matt Ryan. But I think that's a dangerous duo. A lot of good duos in football. And we're not even including some of these tight ends that are out there too, Mike.
And everyone on my list made it to the draft except one, DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. That's the one. I had 9, and that's the one that didn't make it. But that's one to keep an eye on as Metcalf continues to improve. And Lockett, one of the underrated receivers in the NFL.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.